Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's the day after the Cardiff half. I am feeling alright. I had like a 10 hours sleep and which was needed, clearly. The biggest thing that's kind of sore is my back and then my glutes. Something is sort of telling me I need to be maybe incorporating a bit more upper body stuff into my gym sessions. For me, it's finding the balance between the gym. I also do yoga as well, usually. So it's finding the balance between that and running. So I run 3 times a week, and it's just finding the line, the finding the balance of not doing too much, like not overdoing it. Because when I overdo it, I then don't get the quality out of my running sessions that I want to, and that's more of a priority for me. I've woken up and I'm again like overthinking it all and thinking, oh, I should have done this, should have done that, and I need to put it out of my head now. What I need to do is have a good journaling session, write it all out, and just forget about it, because I'm going to drive myself insane if I keep going over it, because like I'm on the one hand I'm like, yes, I got a PB, and then on the other hand I'm like, oh, but it's not what I wanted and I should have been doing this, and I let myself down at this point, and like, as you do, you just go round in circles, and it's not good to be doing that, and I don't want to be doing that. It's done now. I should be proud of myself for the PB. It's really not, it's not as big of a deal as I'm making it out to be, I think. So I'm just about to go out for my recovery run, my first run back since doing the half. I've been feeling okay. I've felt very fatigued, but I don't feel as kind of dreadful like I have in the past. So this is my top. It's big for me because compared to last year, I like literally just didn't want to post about the fact that I'd done the Cardiff half because it just went so bad. Didn't want to wear the top because I felt like I didn't deserve to wear the top, which is just ridiculous. And this year I'm like wearing it. I'm excited to wear it on my first run back. And yeah, just my mentality, like this time I'm in such a better place. Like mentally with running and mentally with other things, but obviously when you're struggling with other things, it does naturally impact your running or your training or whatever. So yeah, I'm quite excited. It is Thursday today. It's been quite a slow week. I did my recovery run yesterday, which went well. Next month we properly delve into the marathon training. So this month is just going to be about focusing on kind of resting up post half and doing a couple of like short steady runs, and then coach has told me to do, I think at least, or just maybe just one 10-mile easy run. And yeah, I've had a little sneak peek of what the plan looks like for marathon training, and it's very scary to say the least. But it's what I've got to remember is if you told me a couple of years ago that I would now have run 3 half marathons, I'd be saying, excuse me. Obviously they weren't done it all in one go, but just the fact that I've run a half marathon, and also the fact that I've done it more than once, even though the 2 times I did it I was like, never again. I'm still standing, as Elton John says. So it's all progress, isn't it? And I think that's what we've got to look at sometimes, instead of just focusing on the
the restrictions I think that we put on our minds. I've got to start believing that I am capable of running a marathon because I've already paid to do it. I've told everyone I'm doing it, so now like I can't back out. That's the thing, when you start telling people and like when I start blabbing, it's my own fault. I can't go back now. But I don't want to go back. I'm just like, it's getting very real. As I said to a couple of people now, the Cardiff half, like up until that point I could kind of hide behind, oh yeah, I'm running the Cardiff half, like it was something I'd done before. Now what I'm working towards is something I've never done before, and naturally starting to question, can I do this? What have I signed up for? Am I going to be able to do this over the colder, wetter months? Like, just all these questions. All I can do is try. So yeah, as you might be able to hear, I've got a little cold coming on and I'm feeling very sorry for myself, and I'm definitely being way more dramatic than like how ill I feel. So I'm just trying to take it slow. Ideally want to get at least one run, if not 2 runs in this week, but we'll see how I feel, because at the minute I am feeling worse every day. But again, grateful that it's happening this week and not last week, because I was doing everything I could last week to not get ill. So I let my guard down and now I am ill. But I'm not really ill, I've just got a cold. But yeah, I've got yoga tonight. I had yoga yesterday as well. And then the rest of the week is no plans as such. No races this week. No races to stress about this week. I can eat whatever food I want this week. I don't have to worry about what foods could potentially impact me negatively on the Sunday. I don't need to play it safe. It's great. So nobody asked, but I'm getting back into my coffee making and trying to make the, like, what's it called, the patterns on the top. I don't know how people make it look so easy, because it's so hard. But yeah, I'm getting right back into the hot coffees now. So it's another no running day today. As you can probably hear from my voice, I'm still not 100%, but it's fine. I'm not on death's door and just being dramatic. I'm just not quite right enough to go for a run as much as I really want to be going for a run. Last night, when you're a bit under the weather, I feel like you feel better. I don't even know what I'm on about. I was going to say you feel better on the evening, but no, I think just yesterday I was being optimistic, and last night I was like, oh, I'm starting to feel better, so maybe I can go for a run tomorrow. But that's not happening today. I don't feel well enough to go for a run. Maybe tomorrow, and if not tomorrow, doesn't matter. It's a brand new week, the week after. So I'm just glad I managed to get out for one run post half, just to know that my legs aren't completely broken. But I am gonna make some pancakes and then do a bit of stuff around the house, and we'll be walking Max in a little while, and just a very chilled Saturday. As you will probably come to see, I am quite a hermit, and I love my weekends, and I love chilled weekends, genuinely. Especially after, if I've been, well, I wasn't social last weekend, but I always need like a weekend in between being social to sort of recharge, which, yeah, I'm not ashamed to admit, because that's just who I am. I am an introvert at heart, and I have to recharge my batteries by myself sometimes, a lot of the time. So yeah, Saturday means pancakes, so I'm gonna make some pancakes. They're nice. Another one? I do always sound like something off Rugrats. Another one? Good boy. it's the end of a very restful week. Not a lot of running has gone on this week, and I was thinking about this earlier, and I was like, oh god, like it's really gonna be a boring vlog this week, because I've done one run. That run was 3 miles, and it was just like a little bit of footage of the running. But on the other hand, this is just the reality of running. Life happens, and I mean that more than just you get a cold. Like, you know, different things can impact your routines, if we're speaking generically. If you put your journey of whatever it is that you're working towards, you know, a goal or whatever, if you put that into a year's space and you think about a couple of weeks in that whole year where you miss, you know, a run or whatever it is, it really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. And then when you make it kind of bigger than that in like your whole entire life, it really doesn't matter. And there are going to be things like hurdles come up, and there are going to be things that stop you from doing the things you want to do, like running or chasing a goal or working towards something. Like sometimes you have to put things on hold, and I don't know if that sounds very waffly, it probably does, knowing me. And I said this in an Instagram post the other day, like your body will tell you when you need to rest, and sometimes that's through, you know, if you get like a bit physically ill and you need to rest. Sometimes your mind, and this isn't applicable to me now, but again, just generically speaking, sometimes there's only so much your mind can take before it's like, no, I need a rest now. So I'm always quite conscious of that in my training, and in this training block, well, the Cardiff half training block especially, I promise I'm gonna stop mentioning it soon. In that training block, I had holidays and I went on a hen do, and I was like, no, I'm still going to factor in my training, because there could be a week or a couple of days where I can't do my runs for whatever reason. Like, so anything could come up that stops me from running. So that's just my long-winded way of saying that I have had a cold this week, and I haven't been able to run. Every evening, I was saying this to my friend, every evening I've been like, right, tomorrow's the day I go for a run, and I wake up and I'm like, no, today's not the day. And it just is what it is. Ideally I wanted more than one run this week, but like, life goes on, it's fine, nothing dramatic is gonna happen because I missed a couple of runs. And the worst thing you can do, and I've done this before, is push yourself to go and do something when you're not ready to do it. Like, just let yourself rest, whether that's mentally or physically. Just like, you're allowed to rest, and rest isn't a bad thing. I feel like we associate rest with like laziness, and you have to be productive, and I have to do these things, I have to be like constantly chasing my goals. And I think social media in a way has a lot to answer for that, because we see highlight reels of other people doing amazing and being so productive, and you know, it's hard. I think naturally we all then, or maybe it's just me, I don't know, but I think we all kind of compare ourselves to that standard and expectation then. But yeah, I'm very aware of how lucky I am to have my health, and I really try to not take it for granted, because it's just, yeah, I know I'm very, very privileged and lucky to have a healthy and working body. The other thing that I have started doing this week, which I wasn't going to mention, but again, I just feel like it comes into, like, running is part of my life, and I feel like it's a big part of my life, to be honest. And naturally things are going to affect my running, and parts of running are going to affect my life, aka when I don't get the race time that I wanted. But yeah, this week I have started lowering my dosage of an antidepressant I've been on since I was 17, 18, so that's about 8 years, 7 or 8 years. So as in I have spoken to the GP and I'm doing it safely, I'm not just doing it off my own accord. I've been on those for a long time, so now is the time, like, I'm ready to start coming off them. I feel like we're very stigmatized, is that the right word, when it comes to antidepressants. I have no shame in the fact that I've taken them for this long. I would have no shame if I needed to take them for longer, because it's what's probably kept me alive, you know, alongside other things that I have done to heal things mentally, and, you know, to process things, to heal things mentally, and to also improve my mental health as well. So there's no shame, you know, in taking whatever works for you. For some people that is antidepressants, and I just don't think we should feel shame towards it or feel embarrassed. I was sort of a bit reluctant to say anything about me lowering the dose, because there could be a chance that I don't get on with it so well and I might need to go back up a dose again and then try again a bit later, or I might not be able to come off them fully. Like, I don't know how I'm going to react to them. At the minute I'm feeling all right. I feel my brain feels a little bit foggy, but I'm feeling okay, so I'm kind of hopeful that by doing it gradually like this I'm gonna be all right, but we shall see. That's it really for this week. It's been it has been a nice, like, restful week. I feel like I've slept a lot, which I probably needed anyway, aside from the fact that I've been a bit under the weather. I've said it before, like, I always try this is where I'm so dramatic, is I just, any little thing in my life, I'm like, how can we turn this into a TED talk? Me and my sister were saying this earlier. The amount of stuff we just talk at each other, like the conversations we have over voice noting each other on WhatsApp and stuff, like, we could actually have our own podcast. But she described our conversations as TED Talks, and that's what they are. And yeah, that's what I've just done, isn't it? I've turned having a minor little cold I've turned that into a TED Talk. This is why I'm problematic, honestly. But yeah, I've got a cup of tea now in my little evil eye mug that Shan got me, and I've also got a spooky little muffin. It's actually really cute. So I am going to eat that and then crack on with editing this vlog that you have potentially watched all the way to the end, hopefully, but maybe not, I don't know. And I hope you enjoyed, and thank you if you have watched this long, or even if you skipped, just thank you for watching a little bit of it. And hopefully next week will be a bit more entertaining, but I shall see you then.